I wanted to talk to you about something I've known for quite a while. You know, people kind of trip about artists, musicians, actors, the entertainment world, because they worship Lucifer. They're, all MK Ultra, and this is true in many ways. But there's a little bit of a secret about the entertainment world, okay? If you ever notice actors or musicians, it's easier to actually tell with more musicians, rock musicians and stuff. You see them, they seem like they're tapping to the groove, okay? Whether they're tapping their feet or moving their hand in a certain way. And you see this with a lot of comedians too. They get into the weird, just this little motion. And a lot of people don't understand what they're doing. They think they're in the moment, they call it, or they're, performing. But there is a slip. There's a slip into another dimension. And a lot of people don't want to hear this or accept this. And yeah, I say another dimension, but in reality, it's more like in another state, another conscious state, okay? Where people seem to find their groove, you might say, especially with musicians. They're slipping into this kind of magical world where the notes come out right. The words to comedians just seem to flow. The magic seems to happen, okay? There is a place, and I've known about this for a long time, okay? Something that's supposedly not supposed to be talked about or this and that, but this is something where they've learned how to master sliding into that state of being. I've understood this for a long time, and I've always had a problem with this. Not slipping it. I can go into that groove, I can understand it. I've been there, done that. My issue is with what it does to people. Because once they find that different state, they realize that's their popularity, that's their income, that's their life. And they don't want to lose that magic, okay? Because it's what gets them attention and what gets them money. It's a lot of things, okay? And it's a lot easier for them to get people that don't really totally understand it or have questioned that state but seem to have slid into it, to get more into the idea of manifesting it into devils and demons and all kinds of weird shit, when it's just another state of conscience, okay? So anybody can do it. It's just being able to draw upon that part of your life or that part of your subconscious that allows the mind to flow, that allows that creativity to flow. That's why so many people, especially if they're young and creative, are targeted by these people, because they want to control that. They want to control somebody else's energy. They want to control others' energy for their gain, for their benefit, whether it's through money, social engineering, or anything else. But if people out there could find their groove, their deeper conscience, and open up those pathways to allow things to flow in a manner that can make magic for a positive way, well, that scares these people. Scares the living shit out of them. Because they want to control that. They want to control that conscience, that deeper sense of a human being where the magic is. They don't want you to understand it. They don't want you to develop it. They do not want you to use it for good. Because if you use it for good, they can't use it for bad. And that puts them out of business. So yeah, there is something else. But you don't have to be afraid, because the way they've manifested it into so many different evil things is only their manifestation that they want you to believe. You don't have to believe it. you can manifest it and believe that it's all good, and it can be good. And the more people that do that, the more the message gets out of the good. You know? They fear our magic. And there's magic in each and every one of you. But you have to understand, it's a lot easier to use it for bad than good. And that's why there's so much evil out there in the world. And you have to make sure that you use it for good. You know? And I really wish that somehow we can get to the point where we can make the people in the controlling interests of this world understand that there are good people out there and that they are the bad people and that they need to step aside and allow the good people to, well, rule in a way. Because we can, those people that can get in touch with their magic, those people that can get in touch with their deeper conscience in such a good way to spread a good message, to make good things happen in this world, well, we could. But they need to step aside and allow it to happen. But these people also need to know that if they don't step aside, there's going to be people that are going to tap into the darker side and use that against them, because that's only fair and right that we do defend ourselves as human beings. It's natural law. So every day you have to remind the people that the controlling interests of this world, the Illuminati, the New World Order, whatever you'd like to call them, that they're evil and that you're good. But you can be bad if they don't, don't step aside. You know? Don't believe everything they sell you on the entertainment world. Don't believe all the darkness. Don't believe all the evil. You know? Good is just as strong as bad. And hey, fighting is not a bad thing when it's used in self-defense. And we've been beaten on, we've been oppressed by tyrannical rule for so long that they deserve to have whatever may be coming for them if they don't step aside. Find the magic in yourself. Use it for some good. You know? Stop listening to what they tell you. Don't believe it. That's when those neurons will start flowing in a way that will allow you to get your magic out. Don't be scared of these motherfuckers. They're just bastards. They're so weak. They're so weak. Because they came under such control over these forces, it means they're weak. Despite the knowledge that has been shared with them or anything else. Those are the weak bastards. You know? A weak man needs a badge and a gun. A strong man has a mind that can melt that magic, that can melt that gun and melt that badge. Just twist it into little knots. Don't let it matter to you who they say they are. Only let it matter who you think you are. And not from what they've convinced you you are. Who you really, really think you are. Deep down, the one that's been suppressed by the bullshit that they've been selling to you for years, by the school and education system that has pounded into you. That slave mentality. Don't allow it to exist anymore. You know? Anyways, tonight, just like every other Sunday, me and Bill are doing a live show on YouTube. His channel is WilliamGreathouse. We don't save the videos because we don't want to get strikes. Alright? But anyways, have a good one.
Militia is command information. So I may be a commander. My job is not to give you orders. My job as a commander is to give you information so that you sort that out in your own conscience and decide what action you should take.
Government planned to attack me. Tim McVeigh was a patsy. CIA next romancing with the cocaine been financing the missing kids they snatching. My militia is advancing, and the Beach Boy ties to Manson, which you don't seem to be grasping. Satanic cults, they plague the planet. Gotta climb down the hole when you chase the rabbit. They raping these boys and they making them faggots, and most of them go up repeating these habits. The bloodlines are ancient and so is the magic. We shoot when we train, so we ready to grab it. I aim for the brain, so they eaten by maggots. We shooting at names to be written on ballots. Wall Street getting bombed on. Bush cheer with his pom-poms, sticking his rear like Sean John. We call them marks, they getting drawn on. Fuck pentagrams and hexagons and all the gods in the pantheon. Smash the crown, we the champion. When you see a crowd, that's who we clapping on.
It's to the benefit of a central government to keep us divided, to set up these little target groups, marginalizing, so that people cannot come together, so that the power cannot be given back to the people. As long as we're squabbling among ourselves, we'll never be able to stand up against tyranny and oppression.
We riding like the James Younger gang. Call me Robin Hood when we robbed the bank. They did the same to us in 08. Made a legal with the politicians on the tape. Middle class and poor people gonna pay for y'all mistakes. Cause Goldman Sachs in the treasury, they're controlling all your fakes. It's the biggest heist in the history of the whole United States. The credit for false swaps and taking your property was a cherry on the cake. Bombarded by false media, so it's impossible to keep the record straight. So they sold a lie and print a retraction about a week after the date. So you never even notice when you're programmed by the false information and you form your own conclusions. Lack of education keeps you kinda basic. Plus you think there's no conspiracy, but every president was a blood relation. Better take this warning seriously, cause all the moves are made for extermination.
So the question is, who will come in to aid us? If we are well disciplined and well trained and well equipped, then we can take care of ourselves, thank you. But you see, the media won't allow that to happen. The media has to spin it so that we are always demonized with misinformation and looked at as the boogeymen running around the woods with our camis on.
We've been enslaved by the Anunnaki, so I gotta turn the track into Nagasaki with the bombs I'm dropping on your psyche. The pages of your Bible work well for wiping. They pray God smites me when lightning strikes, cause Christians hate the camp but Christ would like it. They twisted Egyptian myths of Osiris. Jesus and Mary were a horse and ISIS. It's hard to tell a Christian find a new religion when they hold distorted views due to superstition. If there's anything legit written in the descriptions, it's a trying to be righteous, these are crucifixions. If God exists, he's a bit of a prick for the third world famine and starving children. Transhumanism is a bad euphemism. Truth is hidden, reminiscent what the future's youth is missing. Listen, you can't be indifferent unless you're ignorant and don't know the difference. In which case you should zip your lips and let the revolutionaries handle business. What the fuck you think I'm still rhyming for? All my rebels know that it's time for war. If you believe that the devil made dinosaurs, you should use your brain, that's what the mind is for.
The wise people will prepare for what may be coming and what we believe will come, with economic collapse, with social disruption, with more government intrusion. So all we are doing is being prudent, long-viewed people who are able to read the times, prepare for the worst. It's as simple as that.